You're listening to the CT Legion Broadcast Network, powered by MixLR. This is the New Generation Healthy Homes pregame show. Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, behind-the-scenes access, and a whole lot more. Now let's send it out to the field, and for the play-by-play, Aiden Blank and Cameron Manna.
On a beautiful Sunday, looking for the sweep, winning 2 games yesterday, 3-2 and 2-1. Aiden, Fairfield trying to avoid another weekend sweep.
Yeah, it was a rough. It's been a rough start to the season. They played some really good games. We watched them play the other day against Stanford, and they really played them well. But they've just been in these 1-run, 2-run situations, and the good news for them is that it's not going to stick. Eventually, it's a team like this. It's very early in the season. They're going to have more practices, more games. With experience, they're going to be right in the heat of the battle when it comes to state playoff season.
And a team like Fairfield that had a good fight last weekend against Stanford, a very good Legion team that has had a lot of success over the years. So, like Aiden mentioned, a team that can really stick with any team throughout their post and so on. So today, a big test for them to avoid another sweep as they lost 2 heartbreakers in the last 2 days. They'll have Mason McKay on the mound. Last week, they had a very good pitching performance from John Pierce, but they're looking for Mason McKay to do the job for them today to avoid this sweep.
Yeah, and they're really going to have to avoid the sweep today. The key to this is going to be Mason McKay on the mound. He's going to be faced off by Alex Petrosoric for Westport, so clearly not their number one guys going today.
Yep.
But we still could see a very big battle.
And them coming to Staples for this game is something that they did not have to do last week. They were playing at Kiwanis against Stanford for that last game, so this is one of the first times this Fairfield Legion team will come to Staples on this early summer of Legion. Coach Love and both coaches meeting at home plate right now for the lineups. There was some confusion about the timing of this game. Supposed to be a 9 o'clock start, but they had to move it back to 10 with some confusion.
Yeah, so apparently we neglected to tell the most important people what time we were playing at. We didn't tell the umpires that it was a 10 a.m. game, but regardless, we have one umpire here at the moment. Looks like another may be on the way. And we're ready for baseball. I'll try and go get the umpire's name. And why don't you run through lineups?
Yep, we're looking at the lineups today. Let's start with Fairfield, the team that is looking to not get sweep today. Nicholas Parisi will be leading off playing second base. Ben Steele, the shortstop, will be in the 2 spot. James Flink, the center fielder, will be in the 3-hole, batted leadoff last Sunday. Chris Saladin will be in the 4-hole playing first base. The 5-hitter will be John Pierce at third. Jack Vaccaro will be playing right field. Finn Mobley will be behind the plate doing the catching for Mason McKay. He'll be in the 7 spot. The 8 spot will be Alex Wigginton in left. And like I said, Mason McKay will be batting in the 9 spot for Fairfield today. Looking at Staples, Chris Veneruso, the senior going to Salve Virginia in the fall, will be playing third base, played third base for that state championship run, and alongside his partner in crime, Andrew Moy, playing shortstop. Here he is in the 3-hole, batting third. Ethan Glennon will be batting cleanup in right field. Quignelli will be at second base. Russell Krause will be DHing for Ben Chapman. He will be in the 6-hole today. Gratz will be in center. Rayvax in left in the 8-hole, and Ben Chapman doing the catching will be batting 9th. The pitcher for Staples, like we mentioned, is going to be number 24, Alex Petrosoric today. So it's going to be a good matchup. Staples is taking the field for this 3rd game of this 3-game weekend setting. Good matchup. Staples is taking the field for
and umpires for this morning's game, and a beautiful morning at that. We will have Paul DiMartino behind the plate. Nick Preston on the bases. Nick is on his way, but Paul is here, and he will call balls and strikes for the time being. And as Staples takes the, Westport, I don't know why I said Staples, but they are off.
They made that mistake before.
Westport is onto the field, and we want to remind you that was a very, very brief version of our pregame show. We Did not have a manager's show. We will have a manager's show on Tuesday. A big week for us. On Tuesday, we will be over at Trumbull High School. First time this season we are up there. Trumbull taking on Stratford, 5:30 start, 5:10 Legion Extra pregame show. Then on Wednesday, we will be here, Westport and Stanford, middle of that series. We will also be on the air at 5:10 for our Legion Extra pregame show. First pitch coming your way at 5:30. Gorgeous day again. Beautiful for baseball.
Yeah, we were here. We were at Kiwanis last Sunday for Father's Day. Definitely was not like this, more of an overcast, but this is a
Yeah, we were
day.
trying to dodge the rain. No rain today.
Yeah, we have this little tent. It's nice. It's going to be a good game today.
Yeah, we are located just next to the Westport dugout, so we'll get the inside scoop when they come in off the fields. And obviously Staples High School, some of the best athletic facilities on the planet. So we're happy to have them along for the ride.
Petrosoric doing the pitching for the Wreckers. He's going to be a senior. Did the JV pitching this year for his high school team, Staples. Has a 4-pitch arsenal. Got that change, curve, and the 2 fastballs. Definitely throws the curve very well, and once in a while you will see Petrosoric throw that slider from the right side.
And we are ready to go. So as Nick Parisi steps up to the plate, stepping up to the mic, the voice of American Legion Baseball, Cam Manna.
So Petrosoric will dig in on the mound. It's Parisi leading it off for Fairfield. First pitch, ball upstairs. Looking at the infield and outfield for Westport. You got Raybacks, Gratz, and Glennon left to right in the outfield. And on the infield, Azadian, Quignelli, Moy, and Veneruso right to left on the infield. Swung on a miss from the 1-0 to Parisi.
Start time of 9:42. It is 73 degrees. Time and temp presented by Fairfield American Little League.
Petrosoric kicks and deals with the 1-1. Inside pitch, no good. Chapman behind the plate. This is most of a team of rising seniors and guys getting into their freshman year of college, besides Quignelli at second, who will be a sophomore in college next year. That pitch is low. 3-1 to Parisi here.
The only disadvantage of this spot is that we're not able to see the scoreboard, but you know what? We got score books, so.
The 3-1 is crushed to left field. Raybacks going back towards the track, and it will one-hop the wall. Parisi rounding first hard, and it will dig into second safely with a leadoff double.
What a hit. Parisi really launched that ball, and you got to remember they're with wood bats today, so that was a really good hit for him.
Yeah, really cracked off the bat. That very high fence in left field here at the Staples Field. Very close to the 345 sign. Here's Ben Steele. Had a 3-for-3 day last Sunday when Fairfield took on Stanford. Steele in the righties batter's box playing shortstop today for Fairfield. Petrosoric will step off, look Parisi back at second. Moy and Quignelli, those middle infielders. Pitch from Petrosoric. That one is just on the outside corner, missed, 2-0.
We saw this with Stanford. Clearly, these teams that go up against Fairfield know by the time they play them for the second and third games is that their corners should be in. Azadian playing very well in on the grass, and Veneruso maybe not all the way in, but he's just inside the infield dirt.
Just like that 3-0 from Petrosoric. Had a tough first at bat with the balls and strikes and allowing that leadoff double. And he's in a tough count here to Steele. Petrosoric sets his sights. The 3-0 is grounded to Quignelli at second. He will not throw to third and get the out at first from a nice stretch from Azadian. So Parisi will advance to third with 1 out. And here comes James Flink, the center fielder.
You got Flink up with an opportunity to get him on base with 1 out. As we know, Flink loves to steal, so you're in a good situation if you're Fairfield.
Flink did the leadoff hitting for Fairfield last Sunday when we did the game. He moves down 2 spots today into the 3-hole. That pitch is low from Chapman. Parisi to the plate, and he will score on the pass ball. 1-0 Fairfield, just like that. Parisi, the leadoff hitter, has a double, advances to third, and scores on the pass ball. So 1 out. Now James Flink gets to kind of do his leadoff job to start this rally up once again.
A good early start for Fairfield. They're up 1-0. Certainly, we know that they were a little hesitant to score runs in their game against Stanford, so it's good to see them getting out early.
2-0 count by Shork. That is a 5th straight ball besides the ground out from Steele. Here's the 2-0 upstairs. Oh, there'll be a called strike actually at the letters. They will give Petrusuk the call.
So he's establishing a pretty wide zone so far. There have been a couple of questionable pitches that have been called already.
That one is swung on and missed from Flink. So just like that, Petrusuk back in the at-bat, 2-2.
Flink playing in center. He's played a little bit everywhere in the outfield, mainly left and center fields. Played left field for almost the entire spring for a Fairfield Ludlow team that went to the FCI championship.
And he'll strike out on an inside pitch, just trying to fight that one off, but he'll go down swinging. So Petrusuk looking to bounce back. Now 2 outs. Here comes Chris Saladin, the first baseman today. Saladin definitely very big, noticing right here, right behind home plate. Nice 4-hitter to have. Had a decent game last Sunday, resulting in 1 hit. That's a called strike, 1-1.
Here comes that win we were talking about. Hopefully our tent doesn't blow over.
Swung on and missed. Nice off-speed pitch from Petrusuk, and that's 1-2.
We've been kind of using rocks that we've found and
Yeah.
our phones as paperweights, anything we can find to hold our scorebooks down. And
The 1-2 curve hangs, 2-2. Raybacks playing pretty deep in left field for the 4-hitter Saladin. Petrusuk kicks and deals with a 2-2. Called strike on the outside corner. So that'll be the end of the inning after the leadoff double from Parisi, and that 1-run scoring. Petrusuk bounces back with 3 straight outs. So that is the top of the first inning of baseball here on the CT Legion Broadcast Network.
What is a healthy home? A healthy home has clean air and water. It provides comfortable lighting. And most importantly, it's free from toxic finishes and materials. If you would like to learn more about green health home living, Helene Salerno at New Generation Homes can be your green guide. Call her today at 203-921-9426 and start living your green home lifestyle today.
Top of the first inning, Parisi starting it off for Fairfield. Chris Veneruso will try to do the same thing for the Wreckers as he will lead off today for Westport. Mason McKay on the mound. A tall righty will start in the windup. Veneruso digs into the righty's batter's box. And here we go in the bottom of the first of CT Legion baseball. That one's popped up in foul territory, but it will be caught by the first baseman, Saladin. And a first pitch swinging pop from Veneruso, 1 out.
Defensively for Fairfield, third to first in the infield, you got Pierce, Steele, Parisi, and Saladin. Left to right in the outfield, it is Varco, Flink, and Wiggitman. Mason McKay on the mound, and Finn Mobley catching the balls and strikes behind the plate.
Here's Andrew Moy. Going to be a freshman in college, going to Richmond in the fall. First pitch upstairs. McKay with the 1-0, grounded up the middle, and that'll be a base hit for Andrew Moy. So a 1-out base hit, and Staples has a base runner. Or Westport, I should say. Andrew Moy was a big part of that state championship run for Staples. And here's another
Definitely remember
big part.
calling his name in the spring.
Harry Azadi, another big part of that run. One of the captains of that team. He'll be playing first base in the 3 spot today. Moy off first. McKay will look over, and Moy will be safe over there. Normal depth from the infield and outfield for Fairfield. 1-0 on Azadian. Okay. He'll pick over once again to Moy and got Moy sleeping. They'll got him in a rundown. And he'll be McKay. He'll throw it back, and they'll tag him out. So Andrew Moy got caught sleeping at first base, got him in a rundown, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
Good start. Just when you thought Westport might start the rally, you were able to shut it down very quickly.
Yeah, the whole infield over there. Wigmonton almost came from left field to help out in that rundown. So here's the 1-0 to Azadian. That's a called strike at the knees.
Zadian, one of the many also that helped Westport to a state championship.
Nice curveball from McKay. It's Zadian at the letters, 1 and 2.
So 1 and 2 now. Zadian trying to keep them in this inning.
That ball is smoked to left field for a base hit. So Azadian gets a 2-out single after Moy's run down at first base. So Ethan Glennon, the rising senior, will step in, playing right field today for Westport. Glennon, one of those big hitters that got called up from that JV team, has a very powerful bat. Ball in the dirt, first pitch from McKay. Glennon, one of these many guys in this Westport lineup that can definitely make some noise with the bat towards the outfield. Here's the pitch from McKay. That one from Glennon is also hit, but right at the third baseman for that one hopper out, and that will end the inning. So after 2 singles, nothing doing for the Wreckers in the bottom half of the first inning, we will come back here at the top of the second on the CT Legion Broadcast Network.
Fairfield American Little League is one of the premier youth baseball organizations in the world. Our league houses 8 divisions with children ranging from 5 to 13 years old. Children of all ages and abilities can compete while learning the basic fundamentals of baseball. Fairfield American is proud to support many baseball programs in the town of Fairfield, including American Legion. Send us an email at fairfieldamerican@gmail.com and come watch a game at one of our various fields around town today.
Rocking and rolling here on this Sunday morning of CT Legion baseball. Cameraman Aiden Blank heading to the top of the second inning here at Staples Field. 1-0 Fairfield after that first inning. They're looking to add on to that one. And John Pierce, the third baseman, will lead it off.
We do want to let people know you're hearing us on YouTube today because we feel for MixLR. Been there many times. Their servers are currently down. We have no updates as of whether they're going to get it back on during the week, but we will figure it out. We may need to go on YouTube for Tuesday, but
first pitch to Pierce on the outside corner, called strike. Petrosor looking to bounce back this inning after allowing 1 run in the first.
You know, he allowed 1 run. That one cut on and missed on a high fastball, but he ended the inning striking out 2 and retiring the last 3. The only guy that reached base was the leadoff guy, Parisi. So
that is grounded to shortstop to Moy. Moy will pick it up, throw it across the diamond, and get a speedy Pierce. So to get the first out of the inning.
It's a nice little play there. He was clearly right to it. You had to make a very fast, quick decision, and he did.
Shows the wheels from Pierce going down the line. A hard hit ball to Moy. Here's Jack Varco, the right fielder today for Fairfield. First pitch to him. Called strike at the knees. Hard hit ball to Moy. So like Aiden mentioned, Petrosoric very bouncing back very well after that leadoff double he had in the first at-bat. Just misses upstairs, 1-1. Very trustworthy infield Petrosoric has behind him. All guys that helped out with the past Staples State runs, Zadian, Quignelli, Moy, and Veneruso. Quignelli was a part of that 2017 run. Petrosoric coming with the 2-1. That pitch is low, 3-1. Varco digs back in. Petrosoric coming to the plate. That is just called a strike on the inside corner, 3-2.
So now it's a big payoff pitch. Fairfield wants to try and avoid getting a second out early in this inning.
The pitch from Petrosoric. Check swing, swung on and missed. 2 outs in the inning. So just like that, Petrosoric is dealing after that leadoff double we had last inning.
His 3rd strikeout of the day. That's a good strike. That's a good pitch from Petrosoric. Clearly, he's gotten into a groove. He's only let the leadoff guy in the first. Parisi is the only one that's reached base so far.
Here's Finn Mobley. First pitch outside, called ball. He'll be doing the catching today for Mason McKay. Called strike in the outside corner once again, 0-2.
Senior from Fairfield Ward High School. It's a big part to their victory over Fairfield Ludlow and trip to the FCAC playoffs.
That pitch is smoked and a base hit to left field. So a 2-out base hit from Finn Mobley and Fairfield, and they got a 2-out runner. So with that 2-out runner, Alex Wigmonton, the left fielder, will try to keep it going from the righty's batter's box.
Mobley kind of reminds me of a Jorge Posada. He's not somebody that's going to come up and hit a home run every time, but he's somebody that you can rely on. You wouldn't really think so, but he's a catcher that can come up and you can really rely on him to get a hit when needed.
And Aiden, don't know as much about Mobley as you might, as he's coming from Fairfield, but don't know about his defensive abilities. Posada, one of those catchers, did a good job behind the plate. Is that the same thing with Mobley?
He did, yes. Obviously, one of his more famous defensive errors came in the FCAC tournament when they were playing Fairfield Ludlow. They went to extra innings, and a wild pitch caused them to fall in that game to Fairfield Ludlow, but really not his fault, and he's really enjoying his summer, you can tell.
So Petrosoric picks over to first, nothing going. He'll set his sights back on the mound with the pitch, and that is a called strike, so 0-2 after the foul ball, and that called strike in the outside corner. Petrosoric trying to strand that 2-out base runner for Fairfield. Here's the pitch. Curveball grounded softly to third base. Veneruso coming on, throwing it across the diamond, and he will just miss the speedy Wigmonton heading down to first base, and that will be an infield single.
That's a really good play. I was surprised they didn't call him out at first, but I was going to say that's because our base umpire, Nick Preston, hasn't arrived yet. Well, he has. So
here's Mason McKay, the pitcher, has 2 base runners on with 2 outs. That first pitch bounced in the dirt from Petrosoric, but Chapman will pick that one up. A base hit here could push the lead to 2-0 for Fairfield.
McKay, when he's not pitching, plays third base. Bats and throws from his right side, 6 feet, 183 pounds. Junior out of Fairfield Ward.
That pitch gets by Chapman on the fastball outside from Petrosoric, so both runners will advance second and third now with 2 outs.
First 2 batters in this inning, Pierce and Varco were retired, but now you're in a situation where, hey, You've got Mobley on third, Wiggett on second. One hit could score them both and get you out to a 3-0 lead only in the second.
So here's McKay. That one grounded foul. So 2-1 count. Coaches from the Westport dugout looking for a big out right here. Trying to keep this lead at this 1-0 margin.
McKay has thrown in 3 games this year, so he's had a good experience so far. He's hitting all of them, too, so he's not somebody you're going to want to DH for.
That's a ball upstairs on the fastball. 3-1 on deck is top of the order, Nicholas Parisi.
A run, 3 hits, a walk, a strikeout, batting .500.
And that's upstairs, ball 4. So bases loaded. Alex Petrosorg looking to get out a big jam here for Westport. Parisi coming back up to the plate after that leadoff double that we mentioned early on in that first inning. He's right back here in the second.
It's good. McKay is able to up his on-base percentage, .571 coming into today.
Great block by Chapman. That ball got by and would have been another run.
Parisi in his opening at bat last inning doubled. Scored the only Fairfield run, only run so far.
The pitch from Petrosorg. That ball is a called strike on the up and inside corner. 1-1.
We keep mentioning it because it's so true. It's a beautiful day. We're underneath a tent, but the sun's shining. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Called strike on the outside corner seemed low from here, but just like that, 1-2. So Petrosorg looking to get out of this big jam for Westport.
And
he
one
kicks
that he
and
didn't
deals.
start with.
And just low in the dirt, 2-2. Parisi trying to stay hot as he has scored that only run, as Aiden mentioned.
We'll see if he can keep himself in this game.
The pitch going to right field, coming on is Glennon, and he'll make the catch in right center field. So a big catch from Glennon to get out of the inning. Fairfield strands, bases loaded. Alex Petrosorg gets out of it for Westport. And at the bottom of the second inning here on the CT Legion Broadcast Network.
Did you know that your home could be affecting your health? Well, yes, it's true. Living in a typical toxic home can affect your mental and physical well-being. Most new homes are constructed with an array of toxic materials and finishes. At New Generation Healthy Homes, we are experts in non-toxic design and construction. Please give us a call at 203-921-9426 and let us be your guide to healthy home living.
The screen door slams, Mary's dress waves. Like a vision she dances across the porch as the radio plays. Roy Orbison singing for the lonely.
Ready for the bottom half of the second inning of CT Legion Baseball. Fairfield and Westport. Fairfield up 1-0 on this third game of this 3-game weekend set, trying to avoid that sweep for the second weekend in a row for Fairfield.
Yeah, not something you want to do. That's 6 losses over weekend, not great math.
But they have played good baseball, even as you
Yeah,
mentioned.
exactly. That's what matters at this point. I mean, you're going to be able to make this. You're still going to have a chance to make the state tournament. You get your 3 forfeits against Bridgeport. They're going to have a chance. They're going to have a chance. So they just need to start winning games, like, soon.
So here's Quignelli from the left side of the plate playing second base today. He'll bunt that one perfectly down the third base line, but will just roll foul.
You know, you feel bad because that was perfectly placed. placed that one right down the third base line. If that had stayed fair, he's on first, and he's a fast kid too, but he just couldn't get it done.
Something that Coach Love likes to do with his lefties, Quignelli and Raybacks. You could be seeing them doing a lot of that today. And that ball is grounded up the middle from Quignelli, and it will get through between short and second for a no-out base hit to lead off the inning.
It's their third hit of the day, so they're putting the bat on the ball, and that's not a good sign if you're Mason McKay. You don't want them hitting the ball. You want to be like Petra Sorek, where he's struck out 3 batters already and retired a couple more. So you want to be blowing it by him. You don't want him getting hits like that.
So here's Russell Krause. First pitch low. Krause is mostly a PO for his Staples team, a big part of the pitching staff for that state championship run.
Yeah, he's a big guy. You could see how he's a pitcher. He could easily blow it by you.
Don't see him in that batter's box too often, but he'll be hitting today as he'll be a DH. First 2 pitches are balls. Quignelli off first. McKay will look him over.
You can hear that wind starting to kick up.
Krause gets ready for the pitch from McKay on that 2-0. That one's fouled back. And to the parking lot here at Staples. Aiden, I'm going to be honest, the wind's kind of nice.
It's nice because it's not a cold breeze. It's a nice warm breeze. I know we really haven't felt much of a warm breeze all year.
Yeah.
But hey, it feels good.
The 2-1 coming to Krause. That one is going to be grounded up the middle. One out from Parisi to steal, and it'll be a double play. So just like that, Staples has 2 outs in the inning. Same thing as they looked at last inning. They had 1 out with a runner on, and then Moy got in that rundown. So Staples has nothing going so far.
Yeah, you know what? That sucks. He almost had a base hit. It was a very tough play for Parisi to make, but he was able to flip it to Steele, and then Steele did the rest. So now 2 out here in the inning.
So here's Gratz playing center field today for Staples. He's a Brian McMahon kid, not a Staples kid. Staples has a Westport, I should say, has a few of those guys on their Legion roster. That ball is grounded foul, third base side.
Yeah, that's a rarity to have somebody that's not from Staples. Maybe 1 or 2 prep kids, but historically this Westport team has been mostly Staples kids.
With less kids playing, more kids playing at their different club teams, got to fill up that roster.
Exactly. And American Legion attendance obviously has gone down, but hey, it's fun baseball. So
here's the 1-2 to Gratz. That pitch called strike on the off speed on the inside corner. Staples goes down once again. This inning 1-2-3 heading to the top of the third on the CT Legion Broadcast Network.
At the Salerno Center, our goal is to provide you and your family with the highest level of care possible. Through the unique combination of science and preventative techniques, the Salerno Center for Complementary Medicine has forged a new way of healing. Our therapies are individualized because the Salerno Center is for and about you. Visit us at our 2 locations, 345 East 37th Street in New York City and 85 Mill Plain Road, Suite F in Fairfield, and take control of your health today.
Mixtapes 1-0 Fairfield on this top of the third inning of CT Legion baseball. Aiden, cameraman alongside Aiden Blank. Let's take a little scoreboard check with Aiden Blank so far. How's it going, Aiden?
Yeah, for Fairfield so far, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. They've stranded 3. All last inning, they left the bases loaded. And for Westport, no runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Your box scores so far presented by the Salerno Center for Complementary Medicine.
So now we get to later in the order with Steele. He'll ground one off the knob to Azadian, but he'll flip it over to Petra Sork for the first out of the inning. Quick out for Westport. Steele was first pitch swinging there and was early and got it off the knob.
Yeah, it's good to see them hacking. Fairfield's been swinging. Both teams have come out, and I think that's something you'll see a lot more of in American Legion Baseball. You're not as concerned with winning, you're more concerned with reps.
Flink bunts it towards Petra Sork down the line. He'll get rid of it quickly, but it will go down the first base line, so Flink gets a 1-out bunt, and we think we're going to put that down as a E1.
Yeah, I would say that's an error because it's a throwing error. You hate to give it to Petra Sork. That was a tough play, but I would think that's probably an error.
But it was a nice bunt from Flink, so 1 out, and Fairfield has another base runner trying to extend their 1-0 lead. Here's Chris Saladin. Petra Sork will look over to first, nothing going.
Saladin and Flink both struck out in their first at-bats to end the top of the first inning.
Here's the first pitch, Saladin. That ball in the dirt, but Chapman keeps it in front. Petra Sork making Chapman work behind the plate today. Few pass balls, few balls in the dirt from Petra Sork.
Chris is a junior out of Fairfield Ward.
Alex looks over to first once again. Nothing going.
Member of the Ward varsity team over there. He's played in a few games so far. He's pitched in 1. He pitched in a scrimmage against Wallingford. Didn't give up a run, so.
Flink was stealing, but that one is fouled back from Saladin.
Saladin batting .308, a .400 on-base percentage, .385 slugging. 4 hits over this summer, a double, 2 RBIs in 13 at-bats.
Petra Sork looking over to Flink once again as he was stealing on that last pitch. Infield pinching a bit towards second base to get Flink if he is running outfield in mostly normal depth with Ray Bax playing deep and left. Petra Sork once again to first. You hear the saying, never 3 times. See if Petra Sork throws over one more time here. He will not. He will come to the plate to Saladin, and that one is grounded to second. Quignelli to Moy, but Moy can only get 1 as he stretches on the bag. So they'll get the force out there with 2 outs in the inning.
Score that a fielder's choice for those keeping score at home, but it was a smart decision. You get the lead runner and almost turn the double play, but a good slide by Flink.
Yeah, Flink kept Moy from getting that throw off. Smart baseball play. So here's John Pierce, the third baseman. He'll be getting his second at-bat in this third inning.
Pierce grounded out back in the second inning. So he's 0 for 1 on the day.
Petra Sork, pitch to Pierce, fouled back. Alex has done a good job today keeping this lead that Fairfield has at 1-0, getting that run in the first inning.
Pierce is a middle infielder, shortstop, second, and third. 5'11", 165 pounds, a pretty big guy.
That ball upstairs.
Junior out of Fairfield Ward. In 5 at-bats this season has scored a run and struck out once. So pretty uneventful summer so far. This is his first series he's played in. Played in the doubleheader yesterday, both games.
That ball almost gets by Chapman again, doing a good job behind the plate. Could be the starting catcher next year for Staples. With Chad Knight and Andrew Robin both heading out to college.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how
that one is smoked into the right center field gap, and Gratz coming on to make the catch to end the inning. So Staples once again holds Fairfield to no runs in these past 2 innings, heading to the bottom of the third here on the CT Legion Broadcast Network.
Did you know that most new homes are constructed with an array of toxic chemicals? Well, it's true. The majority of new homes have toxins in their paints, glues, and building materials. These chemicals can have an adverse health effect on you and your family. New Generation Healthy Homes are experts in non-toxic design and construction. Call Helene Salerno at 203-921-9426 and let her be your green guide to a toxic-free, healthy home.
Bottom of the third inning of Sunday morning baseball. Wreckers still down by 1 here at home and trying to hold this sweep that they have a chance here to get against Fairfield. Brian Raybacks leading it off for the Wreckers. Wreckers have had a tough day at the plate so far, getting 3 hits, but so far no runs. Raybacks looking to bunt, but called strike on the outside corner. Third baseman inching in to stop that bunt from Raybacks.
Yeah, Pierce has played in all day.
That one is popped up. Pierce coming on, and he will call off Mobley to make the catch. So foul territory pop up from Raybacks, first out of the inning. So Ben Chapman, the catcher, batting 9th today for Westport, will try to get a rally started as they've had nothing so far today. He's looking to bunt, and there'll be a nice bunt down the third base line. Coming on is Parisi, and he'll make a beautiful throw to get the second out. Chapman's bunt was popped up just a bit, but Parisi picked it up on that one hop to get it down across the diamond.
You can really see that even though they've had some questionable games so far this season, this Fairfield team really clicking. They were hanging out in the dugout earlier, having a good time, messing around, and you can see that's transferred to the baseball field, and hopefully that can break this losing streak.
So here's Veneruso, back to the top of the order for Westport. That's a called strike.
So much easier to see which pitches they're throwing when you're this much closer
yeah,
to
you're
them,
right here,
rather than when you're up at Kiwanis and you're a little bit removed from the action.
0-1 to Veneruso in the dirt.
That definitely an off-speed pitch, maybe a knuckler sort of thing. Kind of dropped down in the dirt and
Yep.
got by him.
And sometimes you always have to guess when you're up in those booths. Can't always see the deception of these pitches.
Exactly.
The 1-1 is popped up from Veneruso. First base side, and that will be made the catch from Chris Saladin. So 1-2-3 for the Wreckers. Once again, that will be another 1-2-3 inning. And Staples, actually Westport, I should say, is still down 1-0 on the CT Legion Broadcast Network. We'll be right back.
Dr. John P. Salerno is an international pioneer in the practice of complementary medicine. Among many other accomplishments, he's co-founded anti-aging clinics in Tokyo, founded several medical centers in Japan, Brazil, and the United States, and has worked alongside critically acclaimed holistic visionaries. Dr. Salerno and his team at the Salerno Center for Complementary Medicine combine the wisdom of alternative healing with the teachings of traditional medicine, helping patients to live happier and healthier lives. Call our New York office at 1-866-582-7454 or call our local Fairfield office at 203-292-6515 and start living your healthiest life today.
You know, well, I'm a chicken fried and cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. Oh, 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 raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine, and that's home, you know. Sweet tea, pecan pie, and homemade wine, where the peaches grow.
Back here on the CT Legion Broadcast Network, pitching change for the records. It's Andrew Moy. First pitch popped up. Zadian making the catch. That was popped up there from Jack Varco.
Yeah, Varco's now 0 for 2, struck out in the second and flew out in the fourth.
So Finn Mobley getting another at-bat, had a single in his first one. Moy working efficiently so far. First pitch to Mobley, 1-0.
Fairfield has left 4 runners on the base paths. One of them on third base. So they've had a rough day trying to get runners in, but then again, so is Westport.
Called strike. 1-2 to Mobley. Moy, quick pitching Mobley on this one. He'll come right back to him. Strike 3. So Moy working very quickly so far with his first 2 batters, 2 outs.
Well, hey, it worked, didn't it? He came in and he gets his 4th strikeout of the day, his first since the second inning. So he's clearly having a pretty good day on the mound so far. He did have a little bit of hiccup in the first, and then he had to face all those batters in the second. But, hey, you know what? He's getting the outs, and it's only 1-0, so good day in my books.
First pitch to Wigington, called strike on the outside
Better
corner.
than I would do in this situation.
Yeah, Moy's doing a good job. That's ball low. Moy working very quickly out of the windup. Very quick pitching these first 3 batters. That pitch is fouled back.
Get Petrosaurus line when we can.
1-2. Moy looking for his second strikeout. The pitch. Swung on and missed. So Moy, a pop-up to his 80 and then 2 strikeouts, gets out of that inning. 1-2-3, still 1-0 Fairfield after 3.5. We'll be right back here on the CT Legion Broadcast Network.
What is a healthy home? A healthy home has clean air and water. It provides comfortable lighting. And most importantly, it's free from toxic finishes and materials. If you would like to learn more about green health home living, Helene Salerno at New Generation Homes can be your green guide. Call her today at 203-921-9426 and start living your green home lifestyle today. Fairfield American Little League is one of the premier youth baseball organizations in the world. Our league houses 8 divisions with children ranging from 5 to 13 years old. Children of all ages and abilities can compete while learning the basic fundamentals of baseball. Fairfield American is proud to support many baseball programs in the town of Fairfield, including American Legion. Send us an email at fairfieldamerican@gmail.com and come watch a game at one of our various fields around town today.
Westport looking for some run support as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Aiden Blank came in on the CT Legion Broadcast Network. First pitch on its way to Andrew Moy, and he hooks one down the right field line. It is fair, and the opening batter of the inning will reach base on a base hit.
Nice job by Moy going the other way with that one. Runner in scoring position for Westport.
So that'll bring up Azadian. Azadian is 1 for 1 on the day. Single back in the first inning. Didn't get beyond first base because he was caught in a double play. First baseman will stand in. And first pitch misses inside and at the knees. A ball and no strikes. Final line for Petrosaurus. He is done for the day. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, and 3 strikeouts.
Not a bad day for Petrosaurus after that one leadoff double that caused that run. He did a very good job working efficiently. Had trouble with control, but finished well.
And he will certainly be able to go during the midweek series as that one misses outside of the knees, and the count even at 2 apiece. Zadian stands in, a very intimidating figure in that batter's box. Looks back the runner at second base as Moy did steal while we missed it. Now an in for a cold strike at the letters, so the count now is 3-2, a full count to Azadian. 3-2 coming with Moy off second base, and Azadian launches one to center field, but right at the center fielder Flink, and that will be the first out of the inning.
Good swing from Azadian. Just a bit late on that one, couldn't get the hands through fully, but put in some decent swings on the ball so far.
So that will bring up Ethan Glennon, the right fielder, grounded out to third in his first at-bat to end the first inning. Westport's left just one runner on base through 3 hits.
Hey, about Ethan Glennon, Coach Love came over here just before making a joke during my JV season. Got nailed by Ethan on the third base side, and he'll move over like he told me he would.
Yeah, we got to hear the story. He said that's why he doesn't stand in the third base coach's box now.
You can see him. He's moving over just a bit right now.
1-1 coming to Glennon. Looks the runner back at second base. And he barrels one in the air to right field. Coming over is Wiggitman, and he makes the play. So 2 down, and Moy is still on second base.
Hey, Staples needs a run right here. Quignelli could definitely do the job. Moy definitely has the wheels to round third on a base hit from Quignelli.
Matt Quigley, the second baseman, singled in the second inning. The only hit of that inning has gotten the last Westport hit. First pitch works him off the plate inside 1 ball, no strikes. You've got Quigley, and then Kraus and Gratz, if we can get to him. Here at the bottom of the 4th inning, 2 quick outs. Ball high, throw to third, all the way into left field, but right there to get it was Varco, but he's going to misplay it, and homecoming to score the first Westport run is Moy.
Heads up play from Andrew Moy, getting a good jump there and reading the ball as it goes past Varco in left field. So both teams getting runs off pass balls, getting those runners in scoring position, but some pass balls or some errors have these 2 runs in this ball game.
Quigley still at the plate. That one misses down low at the feet. So he's worked him off the plate on 2 pitches so far. And we are now tied at 1. We'll see how much longer Mason McKay stays in this ball game. He's got speed, but his control's been all over the place as that one misses high. So the count now 3 balls and a strike. So the second baseman stands in. Pops one foul. We'll do it again, this time a full count. If our audio cuts out at any time in this game, that's because directly behind us, they're redoing, you would know better than me, Cam, I believe it's the entire turf.
Yeah, and track.
So they have cut the power at a number of times today, but that's a grounder to short, and ranging across to get it is Ben Steele. A nice little play by the shortstop to end the inning. We go to the 5th, and Westport finally on the scoreboard. It's 1-1. We come back in just a bit on the CT Legion Broadcast Network. At the Salerno Center, our goal is to provide you and your family with the highest level of care possible. Through the unique combination of science and preventative techniques, the Salerno Center for Complementary Medicine has forged a new way of healing. Our therapies are individualized because the Salerno Center is for and about you. Visit us at our 2 locations, 345 East 37th Street in New York City and 85 Mill Plain Road, Suite F in Fairfield, and take control of your health today. from Staples High School on a gorgeous Sunday morning. Aiden Blank, Cam Manna in the first pitch to the 9-hitter McKay is roped all the way to the fence in left field, and he will get on to second base with a double. So a leadoff double from Mason McKay, who is now 1 for 1. He had a walk in his first at bat, so a good start for McKay and Fairfield in this inning. That'll bring up Nick Parisi, the leadoff man. Third at bat of the day, doubled in his first at bat, flew out in his second. First pitch high, thought about going, but stops his trigger, and it's 1 ball, no strikes to the second baseman. So Westport answering for the first time today. We will see what Fairfield does as he checks it back at second. We'll see if Fairfield can keep the scoring trend going. We haven't seen much scoring in this ball game at all. That one misses down low, and it's now 2-0.
Moy working very quickly from that stretch. Doing a good job.
Fairfield scored in the top of the first. Westport in the bottom of the fourth inning, the last inning. That one misses outside, and the count 3-0, so he's well ahead in the count. We'll see if Moore can keep it going. Fastball inside, and he walks him on 4 pitches. Second walk allowed by a Westport pitcher today. And that'll put him on second base. So runners on first and second, now a bunt. Moy comes into field, goes to third, and they get the force out. What a heads-up play by Andrew Moy.
That's a great play by Moy. Heads-up baseball right there. And Moy does it from everywhere. Plays short, plays a good job in the middle infield, and does a very good job on the mound with the glove.
So McKay will reach on a 1-5 fielder's choice. That'll bring up Jamie Flink. Reached on an error in his previous at-bat, struck out in his first. Takes a ball upstairs, 1-0. One of many Westport games will be, this is our second Fairfield game, but we will be at many Westport games here this season. Checks back to second, throws to center field, and moving up on the base paths is Nick Parisi.
I think Moy just really almost forgot where the base was, kind of had a miscommunication with Veneruso over there in the middle infield, and that's going to cost them. Second and third right now, and Fairfield could get a go-ahead run right here.
Steele also goes to second. That went in for a called strike, 1-1. You got Salat and then Pierce, so an early start. Fairfield being very aggressive on the base pass. This ball is dropping down into right field for a base hit. Scoring is Parisi. Steele to third. The throw coming in is going to be a little wild, so Flink goes to second. And it's an RBI for Jamie Flink, his first of the day. And Fairfield's back in front, 2-1.
Fairfield not trying to get swept in back-to-back weekends right here. They're trying to avoid it and doing a good job right here.
First pitch coming to Chris Salat, and is popped out to third. Second out of the inning.
And Moy, besides these 2 hits that he's allowed, he's working very efficiently and has good rhythm out on the mound. Good job for a pitcher that just came from playing shortstop earlier on.
First pitch is a grounder to short, and they will throw out John Pierce. No, they won't. They will call him safe at first. Missed it, so a run will score, and Fairfield now takes the 3-1 advantage.
Either get him on, get him over, and get him in. A good job for Fairfield. Moving ahead quickly.
Good philosophy, yeah. First pitch coming is blown right by Varco. In for a called strike, 0-1. Now he pops one foul, first base side out of play.
Maybe Moy coming here with the off speed. It's a very good curveball of his arsenal. Oh, the runner's going.
It will throw to second base. He is safe. So moving up is Saladin. Flink standing on third.
Very good heads-up play right there from Fairfield.
2 runners in already. That one misses down low. Very messy scorebook kind of inning. All started with a McKay double. He was thrown out on a force at third, but Parisi walked and scored. Steele grounded into a fielder's choice and scored. Flink now standing on third, Saladin on second. This is upstairs for a ball.
Good at bat here from Varco. Moy trying to finish him, win this battle.
That is strike 3 indeed. So a messy kind of inning will end right now. We will be back in just a bit on the CT Legion Broadcast Network.
Dr. John P. Salerno is an international pioneer in the practice of complementary medicine. Among many other accomplishments, he's co-founded anti-aging clinics in Tokyo, founded several medical centers in Japan, Brazil, and the United States, and has worked alongside critically acclaimed holistic visionaries. Dr. Salerno and his team at the Salerno Center for Complementary Medicine combine the wisdom of alternative healing with the teachings of traditional medicine, helping patients to live happier and healthier lives. Call our New York office at 1-866-582-7454 or call our local Fairfield office at 203-292-6515 and start living your healthiest life today.
Just take those old records off the shelf.
Here from Westport, Westport will look to keep it going, down 3-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. No, that's not right. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning.
The bottom of the 5th,
A little
yeah.
lost last inning. We're looking at the scorebook, but
Hey, but it's been a very quick game
exactly,
so far.
yeah. First pitch in for a called strike. Coming to Russell Krause, the DH, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in his first at bat. First time hitting this summer, that a curveball off speed in for a called strike 0-2. That's strike 3, so a 3-pitch strikeout. He's 0 for 2 in the day. And that'll bring up Zach Gratz, the center fielder. Zach also struck out in his first at bat. McKay's still on the mound.
Yeah, then McKay's doing a good job working the fastball, and his curveball's fooling most of these Staples hitters.
Through 4 1/3, just 2 strikeouts, but he's only allowed 1 run. Raybacks waits on deck, then Chapman. The third pitch coming to Zach Gratz. A little late on it. He fouls this one back all the way off the school. Down
Gratz,
to 2 strikes, 1-2.
like we mentioned, guy from Brian McMahon.
1-2 and off-speed curveball that, makes it 2-2. Two, and he rips one to third, fielded on a hop by Pierce, and he's right on it. Over to first for the out. So 2 down in the inning, and that'll bring up Brian Raybacks. The left fielder popped out to third in his first at bat.
Raybacks looking to get on base. Very dangerous with his wheels. So if he can get on and get him over quickly, Staples could be right back in this ballgame.
First pitch low and inside for a ball, 1-0. Now he pops one in the air into shallow right center field in a 1-2-3 inning. 1-2-3 goes Westport. We go on to the 6th. Back in a bit on the CT Legion Broadcast Network.
Did you know that most new homes are constructed with an array of toxic chemicals? Well, it's true. The majority of new homes have toxins in their paints, glues, and building materials. These chemicals can have an adverse health effect on you and your family. New Generation Healthy Homes are experts in non-toxic design and construction. Call Helene Salerno at 203-921-9426 and let her be your green guide to a toxic-free, healthy home.
First pitch of the inning to Finn Mobley is cracked in the air to left field. Underneath it is Raybacks, and he will make the play. The first out of the inning, so Mobley puts a good drive into it to lead off the inning and a first pitch hit, but he's unable to reach base. That'll bring up Alex Wiggetman, the left fielder. Aiden Blankamena back on the CT Legion Broadcast Network. First pitch high to Wiggetman. A ball and no strikes.
It's another one of those games for Fairfield, and a lot of games in these series very close. Fairfield lost the first 3-2, lost the second game of the doubleheader yesterday 2-1, and this game right now 3-1. So a bunch of close games for both sides.
Fouls that one off to stay alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Or rather at 0-2, I should say. McKay waits on deck, then the top of the order. Parisi about to get his 4th at bat. So Fairfield has certainly sent a lot of guys to the plate in this inning. He fouls that one back and stays alive once more. Westport has had a whole bunch of goose eggs on their side. 1 run on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. That one in for a called strike 3. Another strikeout for Moy. His 3rd of the day. And that'll bring up Mason McKay, the pitcher. Walked in his first at bat, doubled in his most recent last inning, leading it off.
Hey, even though Moy's allowed 2 of those runs out of the 3 that Fairfield has scored this morning, Moy has worked very efficiently, and he's in a very nice rhythm right now, and these Fairfield hitters can't seem to get him out of it.
He's going for the quick pitch. The first one was a strike cut on and missed at the letters. This one also with the letters, but misses outside. So 1-1. Now he winds and deals, and the 1-1 pitch misses down low and at the cleats, so the count 2-1. Really fast-paced game here in Westport. So he pops this one up, foul territory first base side, but that's going to go out of play.
Moy battling very well right now. With his 2-2 count, could look to come to that nasty curveball that he really likes to use.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Moy against McKay. Moy came in the 4th inning, so this is his 3rd full inning of work. So he winds and deals. Cracked on the ground, couple of hops, and through the 4-6 hole. The 5-6 hole as it gets all the way into left field and all the way to Raybacks. So a base hit for McKay, who's now 2 for 2 in the day. Heck of a day for him.
Yeah, helping himself with the bat and doing a good job on the mound. A good piece of hitting right there in a battle, that 2-2 count, and just fights one off. Gets it between the hole of short and third.
First pitch just low to Nick Parisi, the second baseman. 4th at bat of the day for him. He scored twice. Doubled in the first, flew out in the second, walked in the 5th. And now he cracks one foul here in the 6th inning. get you a scoreboard update when we can as we move along. We know Stanford had their opening day yesterday. That one fouled off again.
Moy still working very well, using the quick pitch to his advantage. Some of these Fairfield hitters have caught on and taken their time in the box, working with the umpire, but some not getting in that box and doing what they have to do.
Well, it's very simple. You just step out, but again, kind of hard to do when 20 seconds after he throws the first pitch, he's ready to throw his second.
Exactly.
Comes to set. Parisi stays alive, fouls it off again. Couple of games on this Sunday afternoon. Greenwich and Wilton underway at Wilton. Bridgeport forfeited their game today with Ridgefield as that's cut on and missed. We'll get you the rest of the scoreboard when we get back. Back in just a bit on the CT Legion Broadcast Network.
At the Salerno Center, our goal is to provide you and your family with the highest level of care possible. Through the unique combination of science and preventative techniques, the Salerno Center for Complementary Medicine has forged a new way of healing. Our therapies are individualized because the Salerno Center is for and about you. Visit us at our two locations, 345 East 37th Street in New York City and 85 Mill Plain Road, Suite F in Fairfield, and take control of your health today. Fairfield American Little League is one of the premier youth baseball organizations in the world. Our league houses 8 divisions with children ranging from 5 to 13 years old. Children of all ages and abilities can compete while learning the basic fundamentals of baseball. Fairfield American is proud to support many baseball programs in the town of Fairfield, including American Legion. Send us an email at fairfieldamerican@gmail.com and come watch a game at one of our various fields around town today.
Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of those tourists covered with oil, strumming my 6-string on my front porch swing.
Back from Staples High School, Aiden Blankenman on the CT Legion Broadcast Network. Time now for the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's Fairfield 3, Westport 1. New pitcher on the mound for Fairfield is going to be Jamie Flink, and the first pitch he throws is a strike right at the letters to Ben Shetman, the 9-hitter. Grounded out to third in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. That in for another called strike, same spot. So the count 0-2. Get you the line for McKay when we can. That one misses just outside. The count 1-2. For McKay, he will end up going 5 innings. That's a called strike 3 and a good start for Flink. His first strikeout of the day. And that'll bring up the leadoff guy, Chris Veneruso, the third baseman. First pitch in for a cold strike, 0-1.
Flink bringing the gas right there to Veneruso. Good pitch from him. Staples needs some base runners here. Down 3-1.
Another strike called, so he's quickly down. Flink does a good job getting ahead of the count very early. That one misses 1-2. For McKay, his final line, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, a run. It was earned. 2 strikeouts. He can win it. He cannot lose it. That one is fouled back just beyond the Fairfield dugout. So Flink can get credit for the save should he keep him to one or less runs in these next few innings. Fires one in, and it's fired right back up the middle and into right center field. It's a base hit for Chris Veneruso. His first hit of the day and his third at bat.
Waited just long enough on that pitch on the up and outside corner. Stung it right out to center field. That's the base runner that Westport needed. Right now, get him on, get him over, get him in. It's going to be Veneruso's job.
Here's Andrew Moy. Scored the only Westport run of the day. 2 singles to his name. First pitch, curveball inside, 1-0.
Good part of the order right now for Westport. Moy and Azadian on deck.
Winds and deals. That's a ground ball toward the hole, but underneath it is Parisi. Flips to second one. The throw to first, not in time. So on a fielder's choice, Moy will reach. That'll bring up Harry Azadian, the first baseman. Flew to center in his first at-bat. Singled in his first at-bat, flew to center back in the fourth, so he's 1 for 2 in the day. Needs a big hit here. That first pitch down and in for a called strike. So it's started as McKay versus Petrosoric. It has now become Flink versus Moy. Flies into the air right center. 2 outfielders converge, and it is by a diving Mason McKay. Wheeling into third is Veneruso. Moy's going to end up on first. It's a base hit that could change this game. Veneruso can make it a 1-run game. He's 90 feet away. Moy goes to third, so Moy can make it a 1-run game. He's 90 feet away.
And a good swing there by Harry. Has had good 3 swings. 2 have been singles and 1 has been an out, but nice job today so far from Azadian.
Runners on the corners for Ethan Glennon, and he sends one in the air just into that same spot in right center, but again it gets over the head of McKay. That's 2 errors out there one error that he has made, but it's going to score a run. And Westport is within a run here, 3-2 in the 7th.
That could definitely cost Fairfield right there. A pop-up maybe got caught in the sun, overrunning it in center right there, not making the play. So Glennon thought he just ended the inning and that rally for Westport, but ran it out, got on.
It's inning 9. That's how we'll score it. That'll bring up Matt Quigley. Still 2 down in the inning. It's 3-2. Again, we appreciate you joining us on this afternoon. We were getting you the scoreboard update before we were interrupted by the end of the inning. Bridgeport forfeited their game against Wilton. Stanford has Trumbull. That pitch upstairs misses to Quigley 1-0. That game is at Trumbull High School, so that's just where we will be on Tuesday.
It's a nice field.
That one misses outside. The 17U game, that's your game, Cam. 9 a.m. at Kiwanis Field, Westport and Fairfield.
We're also trying to get the sweep.
So Westport going for 6-0 versus Fairfield this weekend. That one is in for a called strike. Thought about the throw to third. Now he throws to second. It's into center field, but everybody's holding up.
Hey, Stable's in a big spot right here. Tension is definitely growing. Second and third with these 2 outs. A base hit right here could take the lead for the Wreckers.
So first and second becomes second and third. Glennon on second, Azadian on third, and Quigley with an opportunity to give Westport their first lead of the day. Swings and misses.
Hey, and
now he's down to his last strike.
If these 2 runs score here, Westport could close it out next inning and win this ball game.
The other day, Wilton and Greenwich also playing in Junior Legion. As he swings and misses, that is the inning.
Nothing doing.
To the 7th we go, and we will stick right with you through the commercial break. Cam, why don't you give us a little bit of a scoreboard update?
Well, yeah, for the rest of the for Tuesday, for the rest of today, those 17U games, Westport and Fairfield, those Junior Legion matchups. Wilton will head to Greenwich, Trumbull, and Stanford. That's another Junior Legion game, as well as Stratford and Fairfield at 1 p.m. So a few Junior Legion games with the 17U, and then some 15U games as well. Wilton and Greenwich, and then as well as Stanford Legion and Ridgefield Legion for the rest of today.
So it's very interesting. Fairfield has got a game against Westport here at 9 a.m. They're then going to go down to Penders Field at 1 o'clock and go play Stratford.
It's a lot of games.
Yeah, that is a lot.
It's a 4-game weekend. And especially if they lose this one today, this morning, and then with that 9 a.m. game, and then they'll have to head to Penders to play another one. Not an awesome event for Fairfield.
And you know what? It's baseball. It's a doubleheader, so they'll get through it. So we are ready to rock and roll here from Westport. Leading off is Ben Steele, the shortstop for this Fairfield squad. Grounded out in the first and third. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the fifth. First pitch to him, grounded to first, and that is the first out of the inning.
Nice quick pitch from Moy. Got him jammed in the up and inside corner. Westport is looking to hold Fairfield right here, just this 3-2 deficit, and they could tie the game or win it next inning.
And in a 3-2 situation, obviously Moy's number one concern is just don't let him score again. Flink way out in front of his first pitch down low, swings and misses, nothing in one. So he will lean in, and now he swings and misses once again. 1-2. So far for Westport, they've got 2 runs, 5 hits. No, make that 6 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on base.
Nice swing there from Flink, lining out to short. Some good swings so far from Fairfield in these last 2 innings. Doing a good job getting the bat and the ball, but Moy getting those outs.
So 2 quick outs. Steele and Flink very quickly retired. Now Chris Saladin stands in. First pitch a strike.
If Moy keeps working like this, Fairfield not get any insurance this inning.
Saladin again misses. This time it's down low, so 2 strikes on it. Saladin did some pitching for Fairfield Ward in the spring. He fouls this one off. For Fairfield so far, 3 runs. Also on 6 hits. 1 error. They've left a few. This one is smoked all the way into the left center field gap. Saladin rounds first with a nice long turn, but he hangs on. So a long base hit for Chris Saladin.
That was roped right there. A lot of oohs and ahs. Definitely some grass was lost in that outfield after that rip.
He wasn't really liking it out. Thought it may have been an easy, thought it may have gotten out. That one foul back from John Pierce, so he may have been able to get a double, but he didn't. Moy comes to set. Second pitch caught on and missed. He's a strike away from getting them into the dugout. Very tight one here at Staples High School. Westport can walk it off. Saladin goes. Pitch is grounded to third, and a nice play in the hot pocket by Veneruso to make the out. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. One last chance for Westport to do the deed. They can win it, they can tie it, or they can lose it. 1 of 3 is coming up when we get back. What is a healthy home? A healthy home has clean air and water. It provides comfortable lighting. And most importantly, it's free from toxic finishes and materials.
If you would like to learn more about green health home living, Helene Salerno at New Generation Homes can be your green guide. Call her today at 203-921-9426 and start living your green home lifestyle today.
From Westport, it is the last chance for post number 63. Fairfield with an opportunity to win this thing right now. Flink on the mound, and the first pitch misses down low at the cleats. A ball and no strikes. To Russell Krause, the DH.
This leadoff hitter is very important to get on for Westport here. Don't want to try to come back in this game and have a rally with 2 outs. You got no outs right here. Fresh start for Westport.
6, 7, and 8. Krause, Gratz, and Arabics. That one in for a called strike as well, and Krause with 2 strikes on him. Got to protect the plate. He swings and launches one just beyond the reach of Flink and back up the middle. Flink turned on it and looked to grab it, but no. It's a base hit for Krause to start it off, and the tying run is on. The winning run coming to the plate in the form of Zach Gratz.
Nice leadoff base hit. That's exactly what Westport needed. Not the fastest wheels over there at first, but got to get a runner in scoring position down 1.
First pitch, he squares to bunt, but it was horribly angled and fouls it off.
That's what they wanted. They wanted to advance that runner, but couldn't get the job done.
So Gratz with a strike on him already. We'll see if he decides to bunt. Pierce playing in on the bag. In on the grass. Saladin playing back on the bag over at first. So we will see. The middle infielders also playing back. Outfielders at their usual depth. Now he squares to bunt again. This time it's a couple of hops back to Flink, and he throws to second. They will get the lead runner. So on a fielder's choice, Gratz is able to reach, but 1 out, and Krause is thrown out.
It's exactly where you did not want the bunt, right at the pitcher, and the wheels at first were not that fast, so a quick play from Flink to get that 1 out.
First pitch coming. It's a little bunt down the third base line from Brian Raybacks. Raybacks, the left fielder, 0 for 2 in the day. Flew out to third, flew out to second. Bats in the 3rd and 5th. Now an opportunity here in the 7th. Stands and squares, and again fouls it off. So now he's got to swing away at 0-2, and Flink in a big situation. If he can get it, if he can blow it by him, he's got 2 outs and a force at first and second.
You got to get those bunts down. Not a great bunt from Gratz, and then those 2 bunts not getting down. Can't get a runner in scoring position. Definitely going to come back to bite the wreckers.
And then you got Chapman also coming up, who's 0 for 2. Hasn't really done much at all. Swings and fouls one off just beyond the Westport dugout. So still 0-2. Raybacks trying to keep Westport alive. Don't want to hit anything towards the middle of the field because that's a double play situation. Winds and deals. That one is grounded, but off the glove of steel and short, and it's going to trickle into left field. Tripping on his way to third was Gratz. Now it's in a rundown, and they miss. Did they miss the tag? No, they did not. Krause is tagged out in a crazy situation. Raybacks goes to second. I don't even know how to score that.
Well, Gratz fell down, going from second and third. Definitely going to cost Westport right here. So Chapman has to get a base hit. Raybacks definitely has the wheels to score on a base hit to the outfield.
We'll give him a single with a whole lot of
but oh man, that was
asterisks on that, yeah.
A lot of laughs from the Staples bench.
Raybacks had a perfect situation because Steele tried to backhand it. It went into left field, and Gratz was on his way to third, but and they threw it, and then he tripped.
Yeah.
First pitch in the dirt to Ben Shatman, the catcher.
And they're going to intentionally walk him, and they're going to bring up the leadoff hitter.
They were looking for a bat. That was a little odd too. I was wondering.
Yeah. I was like, why
intentionally
is he
walking
first?
a guy that grounded out to third in his first at bat and struck out in his second. Hasn't really done much today to get to a guy, Venaruso, that's really hit the ball. Swings and misses in the count 0-2.
Look at that, Westport just like that. Now down to their last strike after just a tough inning for a lot of things that not go their way.
Westport down to their final strike. Flink kicks and deals. It's a bunt, but it's right to the catcher, Mobley, and that will do it.
An 0-2 bunt right there.
Fairfield gets a little bit of help in the 7th inning, and they're able to hang on for their first win of this series. They will lose 2 out of 3, but hey, you get the win, and that is what matters. Your final is Fairfield 3, Westport 2. We're back in just a bit to recap the whole thing. All the crazy moments of this one. We're back in just a bit on the CT Legion Broadcast Network. At the Salerno Center, our goal is to provide you and your family with the highest level of care possible. Through the unique combination of science and preventative techniques, the Salerno Center for Complementary Medicine has forged a new way of healing. Our therapies are individualized because the Salerno Center is for and about you. Visit us at our 2 locations, 345 East 37th Street in New York City and 85 Mill Plain Road, Suite F in Fairfield, and take control of your health today. Fairfield American Little League is one of the premier youth baseball organizations in the world. Our league houses 8 divisions with children ranging from 5 to 13 years old. Children of all ages and abilities can compete while learning the basic fundamentals of baseball. Fairfield American is proud to support many baseball programs in the town of Fairfield, including American Legion. Send us an email at fairfieldamerican@gmail.com and come watch a game at one of our various fields around town today. You're listening to the Legion Extra Postgame Show presented by the Salerno Center for Complementary Medicine. Visit our Fairfield location at 85 Mill Plain Road, Suite F, and take control of your health today. Final one from Westport. Fairfield salvages, the final game of this series. Final is 3-2 Fairfield. They get a little luck in the end. Aiden Blank, Cam Manna back recapping it all on the Legion Extra Post-Game Show. And Cam, it certainly was an eventful one.
Yeah, it was a very good game, but especially a good game from Fairfield. A game where you got to come to Staples, avoiding a sweep after a 3-2 and a 2-1 loss, and win this game today 3-2. So those games where Fairfield has been in a tight game with just one run. Today they were able to pull that one out finally, and doing the job today for Fairfield, my player of the game, Mason McKay, doing a wonderful job on the mound, held Westport in check for most of this game. I think he went between 5 and 6 innings, did a great job on the mound, working quickly, and these Westport hitters really had no answer. Some guys up in the lineup, including Harry Azadian and Chris Venaruso, had some answers with the bat, but Mason McKay held them in check for most of this game. On the other side, Alex Petrosorek went 3 innings for Westport, only allowing that 1 run, and then Andrew Moy came in and worked very efficiently, only allowing 2 more runs, but hey, those 2 runs he allowed weren't really the runs that were, noticed from his outing. Really what I saw was how efficient he was, how quick he worked, and how he held those Fairfield hitters in check for most of his outing on the mound. Staples hit the ball pretty well in this game, came back in the end, but in that last inning, just some bad base running, bad bunting, did not finish the game well for Westport. A bad bunt from Gratz got the out at second base for the first out of that inning. Brian Raybacks could not get any bunt down, but finally got a hit, and it got over the head of the shortstop. But then Gratz, who did have the bad bunt just before that, got caught between second and third and fell down, so he got out. So there's 2 outs in the inning after that, and then Ben Chapman could not finish it off and ended up popping out to the catcher on an 0-2 bunt. So a very crazy inning for Staples. Coach Love definitely had the mindset to get him on, get him over, and get him in, but could not get it done, could not get the runners where he wanted them, and that was in scoring position earlier on in the inning. So Fairfield wins this game 3-2, avoids the sweep in this game, and with that, they weren't able to get that. They avoided that weekend sweep that they had last week against Stanford. Coming up on the scoreboard, Westport Legion will head to play Stanford Senior Legion on Tuesday, 5:30 at Cubetta Stadium. Ridgefield will play Greenwich also on Tuesday at 5:30. Stratford will play Trumbull. Fairfield, who won this game today, will play at Wilton at 5:45 at Wilton High School. So those are some of your 19U games coming up this week.
Yeah, so obviously both these teams going to have very exciting series. Wilton and Stanford, 2 of the better teams in American Legion. But your final line for Flink, he'll go 2 innings, 4 hits, no runs. None of them were earned, obviously, and 2 strikeouts. The win will go to Mason McKay. For Andrew Moy, he goes 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts. We're going to take one more quick break. We are back in just a bit as the wind begins to kick up here in Stanford. We're back in just a bit on the CT Legion Broadcast Network.
Did you know that your home could be affecting your health? Well, yes, it's true. Living in a typical toxic home can affect your mental and physical well-being. Most new homes are constructed with an array of toxic materials and finishes. At New Generation Healthy Homes, we are experts in non-toxic design and construction. Please give us a call at 203-921-9426 and let us be your guide to healthy home living. At the Salerno Center, our goal is to provide you and your family with the highest level of care possible. Through the unique combination of science and preventative techniques, the Salerno Center for Complementary Medicine has forged a new way of healing. Our therapies are individualized because the Salerno Center is for and about you. Visit us at our 2 locations, 345 East 37th Street in New York City and 85 Mill Plain Road, Suite F in Fairfield, and take control of your health today.
She was sitting all
Back on the
alone.
Legion Extra post-game show, Aiden Blank alongside Cam Manna. Back as we look to recap a 3-2 Fairfield victory. Cam, the runs kind of came in spurts. Fairfield starts things off in the top of the first inning. We had a good pitcher's duel going for a while. No runs, only 1 run scored between the first and the top of the 4th inning. Only 2 scored in the first 4. So we started things off in the top of the first. Nick Parisi was the run that scored. He led off with a double and then would reach on a couple of sacrifices. Nothing happened until the bottom of the fourth. That's when Westport was able to tie it. Moy led off with his single. Azadian flew out. Glennon flew out. Quigley grounded out to end the inning. But Westport, the important thing about that inning was that they tied it. Then we go to the top of the fifth. Fairfield was able to answer with two of their own, the two game-winning runs we now know. It started off with a Mason McKay double. He would get to second, and before he was thrown out, Parisi walks. Steele gets on with a fielder's choice. They would both score. Flink gets all the way to third. Saladin a ground out. Pierce a single. So that was a kind of a weird inning to be a part of. It was a very odd little inning. And then bottom of the sixth is when Westport was able to come back, sort of. They come in a single from Veneruso, a fielder's choice from Moy, and then Azadian gets all the way to third with a base hit. He would be, had he scored, the tying run. And then in the bottom of the seventh inning, Westport actually had a very good chance to win that game. Started off with a Russell Krause single. Then it was a Zach Gratz fielder's choice. Raybacks gets on with a single. And finally, Chapman it was bunted out, we'll call it. But the big play in that inning, Cam, was that it was Krause who kind of fell in between second and third.
Yeah, and Westport had those chances to win that game, especially around that fourth inning when it was tied up. But they really just could not get those runners on. They really had trouble. Mason McKay held them in check, and then in that last inning when Gratz ended up falling down and had that just eventful inning that really helped Fairfield close that game out, because if those things did not go against Westport and they had a few things go their way, maybe a bunt gets down or the base running was okay, then Westport could have ended up walking this game off.
Westport is up next week against Stanford. We will have their game on Wednesday. We will be Tuesday in we will be in Trumbull for Trumbull and Stratford at 5:30 with a 5:10 Legion Extra pregame show. We'll talk with Staples head baseball coach Jack McFarland on the manager's show, so that should be fun. Mason McKay gets the win, Andrew Moy the loss, and Jamie Flink comes on for the save. Fairfield 3, Westport 2. Time of the game, we're going to have to do a quick calculation. Why don't you talk for a little bit? I'll get that going.
Yeah, so next Tuesday we get to see Jack McFarland. That's definitely going to be eventful, as both of us definitely know him as being that Staples head coach. That's going to be definitely a good game. A lot of big games coming this week around Legion, especially here on the broadcast. We'll definitely have all of them coming your way. Again, Fairfield wins this game, avoids the sweep. It would have been their second weekend sweep in a row, winning this game 3-2.
Okay, so now we got it. Fairfield 3 and Westport 2. Time of the game was 2 hours and 25 minutes. So for our entire crew here in Fairfield and in Westport, obviously the executive producer of our whole spiel, Sarsfield Ford, the general manager over at Fairfield, getting this whole thing together, and everybody who's helped us out and come said hi over the weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday. We'll have 2 games during the week. Tuesday we are in Trumbull. Trumbull will take on Stratford. We'll have a 5:10 Legion Extra pregame show with a manager's show featuring a state champion head coach Jack McFarland. Then on Wednesday we will be right back here for Westport and Stanford. For our entire crew and my partner Cam Nana, I'm Aiden Blank saying so long, and we'll see you on Tuesday for another edition of the CT Legion Broadcast Network.